Yeah, I want the first one. You know my priority right now. All right, is that on?
Recording.
All right. It is October 2nd, 2025, and this is the Health and Wellness Subcommittee meeting, and it is 4:38. Yeah. All right. Hi, everyone. I'm just going to do my usual, have everyone just introduce themselves. Colleen, do you want to start?
Sure. Colleen Stack, I'm a school nurse at Stony Lane Elementary.
Karen Wetherill with Rhode Island Healthy Schools Coalition.
Jackie DiLorenzo, Early Childhood Supervisor.
Pam Pinero, parent, middle school and high school students in the district.
Sherry Kennedy, I'm chair of the Health and Wellness Subcommittee, a member of the school committee, and I have 2 middle school children.
And Trish Colley, Child Nutrition Services.
All right, we don't have any citizens' comments. Now that we have quorum, we can approve the minutes from the May 14th and June 11th meetings. Did anyone have any questions, comments, or did it look good?
Looks good.
All right. Can
Motion to approve.
do I have a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Karen, do you have any, I'm sure you have updates on the Healthy Coalition, stuff going on.
Oh, well, at this time of year, we're really focused on organizing our annual event, which is on October 16th this year, and I know North Kingstown has a table. I don't know, are you coordinating that,
I
Trish?
have the sign-up sheet here
Okay,
for
great.
the 5 of us and a couple of other people in mind, and I shared the invite today for anybody on the entire committee to sign up for the breakfast.
And I have to say, I really liked the breakfast when I was first on the committee, because that's how the
Oh, because that's how you learned about the
grant and like it all sort of,
Yeah,
so it was good. Like there was definitely like, it's a lot that's going on, but I feel like there's like little bits of things you can pull up from it, so. And the breakfast was good.
So always new and different things, bigger than ever. I mean,
What is your theme this year?
so this year, we have a keynote speaker coming in from California. The presentation is "What if health were the most important class we teach?" And it's really about skills-based health education and why it's critical and how it can be support other learnings too, but why a skills-based program is important. So I think she'll be entertaining and very informative, and we'll have resources to help districts. So I do know there's a lot of health educators, PE health educators from, I can see the other districts who are attending. We're also doing something kind of fun for Farm to School Month, which October is Farm to School Month. And then we have a panel with the theme of building community and belonging. And this was kind of something I heard about last year towards the end in several communities, really talking about the importance, what more can we do to make students, but also our parents, and have everyone feel that sense of belonging in the school community. So there are 3 different initiatives, different districts will be presenting on. One on educator wellness, kind of creating a more supportive environment and what they've done around educators and their community. One around Charahoe, looking at their meals program and including students, and they had a USDA grant that they were able to do some interesting things there. And then mental health, which is the Washington County Coalition for Children, Susan Orban, if you know.
Yes.
Yeah, she actually, remember when Cindy Buxton.
Oh, Cindy
No,
Buxton,
Buxton,
yes.
is that right? Buxton?
Yeah, right, you got it right,
Yeah,
yes.
she would come to the meetings,
Right.
and she worked with Susan. Susan's the executive director.
Mhm.
And that's more, they have had a multi-year process on a youth mental health. And the youth really worked on surveying and in the Washington County area, and finally came up with an action plan and what their recommendations are. And again, having them feel that they're, I mean, it's their school community, what they need, so I think that will be, great to hear from her. Yeah, and this year we have 52, so I don't know, I keep thinking it's the 50th anniversary of Jaws, you know? I'm at this vineyard, so that's all you heard about. But all I can think about is that quote from the movie, I think we need a bigger boat. I don't know if you remember that movie. And I'm just like, I think we need a bigger boat, but there isn't one in the state. And we've gone round and round and have looked at the convention center, but really, who wants to drive to Providence and pay for parking in that garage? Because there's no other
Option.
that's it, you'd have to pay. So I'm like, no one's gonna wanna do that. And so any ideas,
Yeah.
but we can fit we have 500 seats this year.
Wow.
And
So who here is attending? I'll fill out the table.
What
It's-
time is the event?
this-
7
yes,
to 10.
7 a.m. to 10 on October 16th.
Yeah. So the speaking program starts at 8, but all of the exhibitors and the buffet is out before then, so we really do encourage people. 7 a.m. the doors
I can
open
go.
and.
Great.
It's hard for the nurses to go. I know Alice Hamilton used to go. but
Yes,
it's
she
hard-
did.
But she didn't stay for the whole thing. It's
No,
hard
she
for the
didn't.
nurses because it leaves the building
Yeah.
uncovered.
Mm.
But I wonder if, wonder if we can get a sub for that time, for like one of our nurses.
Mm.
What, does it have to be me, or could it be
It could
just
be-
one of the nurses?
It can be, I can sign you up, but somebody else could come in
All
your
right,
place.
I'm gonna
That
look
would be
into that.
great.
if
It would be
don't
great
mind.
if you could come, but
Yeah,
of course,
I think
whatever
I have
works.
that day off, due to a family
Oh, okay, so,
medical issue, but
Yep.
if, like there
No,
may be.
anyone,
You
yes.
know, I'd like to start having a nurse go every
Yeah.
year, and then they can report back to us.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna look into
All right, I'm gonna put you
Okay.
down, but you can pass it on.
And I wonder if
Okay.
we should see if any of the PE teachers could go.
We are,
Or is there anyone going?
I was inviting Barbara Marr, cause she has an interest and she attended last year.
Okay.
So, but we still have like 5 availabilities, so, do you have anyone in mind to invite, Sherry?
No, but I was just thinking when you were mentioning like PE teachers or.
Do you remember I mentioned, and I don't know if she could, she's new, but Kristen Kudalakis is her name. And
Okay.
she just joined staff, and she's at one of the middle schools.
And you know
like
her
Davis Hill.
from previous? or-
Yes, East Providence.
Okay.
She's been very involved for many years, and she's
She's a gym teacher,
really happy to be here, yeah.
so not at Wickford.
Oh, maybe.
If you,
I know the Wickford
if you're
gym
looking
teachers.
for
She
more
just
people,
knew this
Scott
year.
Collins-
Oh, so
No, I know,
there's
but I
just
know
one.
that.
Yes,
I know
he's-
the current
yeah, he
teacher
has
is not
attended
back.
before.
He does the health
What's her name?
Yes,
education
yeah.
on the elementary
This is
level.
Right.
Scott's
You're pressing me.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
yeah.
came once
Obviously.
before,
Yeah,
My girls
I
are
mean,
the
I
same
think the
person again.
health
Well, they only have
educators, it would be
some-
great.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
then, you know,
I
you
will
could
extend
ask, I
that
mean, in
invite.
other
Okay.
districts, there are many other school committee members who come. And then principals, we have many principals, assistant principals coming
I can
with
try
other
to go,
districts.
Okay,
but I have to check with work first.
all right,
Okay, so I think we have.
So-
okay,
that's a
we're
good
doing
start.
well, and I have a couple of invites to send out then
Yeah.
too.
We'll get it together. All right.
I didn't mean to derail you there, Cara.
No. Oh, and can I say one thing too?
Yes.
Because, so this summer, in August, I'm forgetting the date, as part of the Students Take Charge, Team Nutrition Grant Program that we've been working with, Farm Fresh Rhode Island, URI SNAP-Ed, the RIDE Child Nutrition Program, and who's our other partner? Oh, Johnson and Wales. And Johnson and Wales hosted a culinary training for culinary staff in schools. And we're working on really developing compliance so that can, fit into the nutrition standards, but more culturally relevant and sort of palates where kids are sort of interested now in eating, but how do you do it by including other flavors, not just putting in salt? What are some of the skills using in the kitchen and whatnot? And it's tough because, it's during the summer, but it was hosted at Johnson Wales in their beautiful kitchen and whatnot.
We
And
had
I
two-
knew I recognized her, but I had gone up because I was talking to the
Oh,
teams.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, hi, and where are you from? And then I was like, oh my gosh, that's how I recognize you.
Yeah, we
So
sent
you
two,
had two
yes,
people there,
yes.
and they were terrific. It was really great. So again, thank you for.
Yeah, they really got a lot out of it. I'm
Letting
happy
your-
it was being offered.
Yeah.
I thought it was great,
Yeah,
and they came
and
back
you know
on
that
fire.
there still is more opportunity if you wanted Johnson and Wales staff, chefs
Yes.
and students to come into your kitchen for whatever training. Like I
And
know there's a
We
district.
do plan on that.
They're
for
doing knife
our
skills.
March PD Day.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
fun.
good.
They're gonna be coming,
But anyway,
coming
they
to
were
us,
great,
yeah.
so just wanted to give a shout out to Tricia's team,
Yeah.
because they were so engaged with it, we were having these conversations and everybody was contributing and learning, and they were terrific, so.
That's awesome. They sent me a picture of the tray they had created, yeah.
Amazing. I was so
Yes.
glad, cause I didn't go, I was always like, should I not be in the kitchen, do I not have a
Oh,
hair
yeah.
thing and whatever, I feel like I'm always, but they were so cool, it was like watching one of those, like, television shows,
Yeah.
and then we got to eat it, which was really good, really good,
Ah, that's cool.
yeah.
It was.
All right. The next thing I had was, so Kayla couldn't come tonight, but I was asking, I know we talked about having, I want her to bring the actual, what is the vape, so we could actually, look at it and touch it, and also I asked her next time to bring information for either maybe an assembly, and then maybe information to be a speaker, like a PTO meeting, cause I feel like that would be good. I do know, this yesterday and today at the middle school, they did have an assembly and there was discussion of vaping in it, which I think was good. They had a speaker, there was a bunch of other stuff, almost like all the things that you need to watch out in middle school. So my daughter said it was really good, and it was there was two speakers actually, I guess one, and I don't know what the name of the assembly was, but there was a speaker who had like kind of got themselves into trouble as a kid and then had gone to jail and came to speak about things he lost by not, being how he should have as a kid. And then there was another girl that came who had been in foster care, and I think she had been sexually abused, and she kind of talked about that, So my daughters personally were excited when she asked if anyone was adopted, and they got to raise their hand, and there was another kid. So it was nice, but it just seemed like it went over really well. So I don't actually know who coordinated whatever to middle school, but I feel like there is opportunities that the middle schools are looking for, like assemblies that will do that. And I'm glad they were talking about the vaping, so. Both my daughters were like, oh yeah, that was in it.
One thing that I just wanted to share with everyone was that I went to an event at the Boston Museum of Science this summer, and they pull out A-frames, big A-frames, and put them at the entrances that say no smoking and vaping on the property. So at the time, I just said, are they always out here? Because you're on the river for an event on the back and stuff like that. And they said it depends on what's going on, but the A-frames are not always out there, but they pull them out there so that you're walking by something, it's grabbing your attention, it's not just attached to the building and blending in. So of course I had to take a picture, and my daughter was like, okay, let's find the recycling somewhere, because I was like, I needed to remember it. But it was really, it just jumped out at you, like, no vaping on the property.
I wonder, can you email that to me?
Yes,
So I'll put it in the minutes.
I knew I did it for a
That
reason.
might be even a good idea, like if we had something for like at the dances or like games going on at the high school, you know what I mean? Like I kind of like that because you're right, like.
Because it's also the adults who are
Right,
Yes.
yes, yes.
right? I mean,
Yeah,
I would think
but-
that's gotta be a problem at some of these like games and stuff like that, cause they're not supposed to be.
Right,
No.
it would
I
get your
actually don't
attention,
like
you're
that.
having to
It's-
walk by it and it's like, oh, okay, just a reminder. You couldn't miss it.
Oh, that's it,
So
yeah,
I'll
because
send
there
it,
would be
yeah.
kind of a reason that if an event's going on, you could pull it out to be more.
Yeah, right, you pull it out at the entrance or,
But I mean, I think the kids probably know, right, that you can't vape, it's just,
yeah, the people,
The
Right,
kids know,
students.
but
no, but they're gonna,
they're doing
yeah,
it
exactly.
Yes.
anyway.
So it's more about,
Yeah,
well, trying to get them to understand why they shouldn't even start and making it uncool. That's why I think if there's any, do you have one of those, SAD groups at the high school?
I don't know all the
I
groups
don't
at the high
know.
school.
So
There's
there
a lot,
used to
so
be,
There are a lot of groups at the high school.
yeah, it used to be drunk students against drunk driving, and then they
Right.
changed it years ago, it's students against destructive decisions.
okay.
And so I know in other districts, they deal with all kinds of
They
topics.
definitely have a group, I
Yeah.
don't know what it's called, but
Yeah.
So maybe that'd be a good idea to see if they could.
Yeah, I just think you gotta change the culture, and it's hard
Yeah.
for like old adults to do it, they don't wanna, but if you can get, and some of these young kids are really into like health and understand, and like, you just shouldn't start, cause it, you know, and I know they get it in health class, but maybe, I don't know, like you said, an assembly or something, or getting the, or maybe they have ideas.
That's what I mean, like maybe we can invite them
Yeah,
to a meeting,
yeah.
cause I feel like, I know, I do feel like the students who are doing this have better ideas how to connect with the younger kids than, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
The
parents.
other thing is like, you know, the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts, they have those higher awards that are all about community service
Oh,
projects.
okay.
They have to identify a problem.
Right.
You know, and then come up with solutions, and it's hours and stuff, so there might be some opportunity to send that out to some of the local, you know, troops,
Yeah, I like
which
that, I
I'm
like that
connected
idea.
to some of those, so I could help disseminate information.
I like that, cause I think.
You know, because that's what they have to do, identify a community project and pick a solution. And I know that they've done some other ones for the school department, both, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts have done different things.
And then maybe even we could look at the democracy days, cause I have to say, like, now being on the school committee, going to those, like, the kids have a lot of good ideas and like things that, you know, there was actually, I remember one student before Get the Foam Out went to the high school and her whole project was on that. I was like, oh, you need to connect, and she was so excited to be like, someone's listening.
I sent Eva to the democracy night last spring, and anyone who did a, you know, green project, she took their information
Oh,
down, and we're tapping into them for when we launch the high school.
Which
So
is-
it gave us this little list of names of people who care about it.
that's the other thing, do you
That's
think
great.
there are any, I understand too, but again, students come, I don't know how it works in every district, but if there are students who have worked on things, or students who might be able to, having some students attend is fantastic too. Because just even and this year we have 52 organizations, like Rhode Island Schools Recycling Project will be there, along with we have several composting, Bootstraps Composting, and there's just a number of different organizations for them.
I do have one student in mind that I will
Yeah,
invite,
yeah,
that I know of.
No, it's true, 'cause I feel like they know how to get stuff, not
Yeah.
that we don't, but like
Yeah.
they're
Of
in
course
the,
they- Yeah.
like they know how to get kids to want to, you know, their
Yeah,
peers
younger
to,
kids listen to older kids
yes, much more than they listen to.
when it comes to things like this.
Alright. But I still wanted to, like, the next topic was, I still like that idea we had about creating the sign and stuff, so I thought maybe tonight we could work on some ideas of like, what do we think should be in it, and then maybe we could start working on creating something. So I know, alright, so on our thing from last time, yeah, I guess just thinking like, what things should we put on the sign and what we want kids to sign up for? Like were we thinking maybe doing one for each school, or should we break it up in the elementary school and have the younger kids? Or should
Are
we
we
just have like,
having prizes, like is there an incentive to do it, I guess, I think I would.
well, so the incentive we were talking about is if your sign gets picked, we would actually be able to put them in the school.
Okay.
So remember we talked about, so I guess it would probably be one for each school, but like or maybe even for the high school and middle school, we probably could do more than one.
What grades would you be targeting at elementary school?
That's what I was thinking, do you think it should be something like the 4th and 5th graders do, the 3rd, 4th and 5th?
Years ago, we used to have this program called Tar Wars,
Oh,
and it
yeah.
was just for the 5th grade, and we'd have, a physician come and do, you know, I think she came like 2 or 3 times, and, you know, there was a curriculum, and it was through the Rhode Island Physicians Association or something. So there was a set curriculum, and then they would do a poster and submit their posters, and it was just for 5th grade, submit their posters, and they had you know, if it was chosen, then there was, you know, kind of a gathering in Providence of all the winners of the poster contest. So I remember it was only 5th grade, like it really targeted 5th grade. I'd have to look at the health curriculum, and I could ask Scott Carr too, you know, what grades he targets vaping in, but I can't know that they do 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Okay,
I could-
could you,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I guess that would be like whoever wins, we could, and I know we'll have to figure out funding, but I can figure that out. Well, then we could have maybe just new signs, cause right now it seems like we don't really have any no vaping signs at the school. It's more like, actually,
This one here.
yeah, it's like,
That's what
this
it
is a
says.
tobacco-free
Yeah.
school campus, and it's so funny, cause I think people don't associate vaping with tobacco, like at all, like I don't think there's any.
Well, some of them are vaping other things.
Yes.
Well, yeah, or because they're flavored. I think that's why people don't. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. So I guess we could, that could be. But I'm trying to think like the parameters of the contest.
Yeah, there's kind of needs to be like a rubric so they know what,
Yeah.
like we're
Oh, yeah,
looking
what
for.
has to
Like,
be
I mean, I don't know, I did
the
a
dimensions.
poster contest for something totally different, but that's kind of, I created like a rubric.
I like
And I
that
had a
idea.
different one for the different ages because, obviously it changes, so you could have like some sort of parameters, like even size, because, that way like, no bigger than whatever that is.
Right, so it's all
So it's all
consistent.
kind of consistent and,
I like that
and then
idea.
like how are we turning that into a poster, cause that might matter, like are you only doing 2 colors, like, so how many colors you want on the poster, if that's a concern, cause
Yeah.
once you have it, how do you turn it into a poster? I mean, I'm
Right.
sure you wanted to do something,
Yeah.
You would have to restrict the colors. I think.
yeah, I think
Right.
you would have to restrict the colors, like, so
You're
then, is
absolutely
it on a
right.
white piece of paper? I don't know, like those
Like
are
size
the
of
things
paper?
I
No.
think
Yeah, cause
you
it
have
has to be able
do.
to transfer.
It
Transfer
has
onto
to
a
be able
sign,
to
yeah,
transfer
right,
onto
yeah.
a sign,
Yeah.
or is it like, do we put it on like, foam board and get it laminated, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not quite
No,
sure
but
on that, but,
you're-
or
No, I
is
like
it
that.
a digital, is it a digital thing, or is the high school level digital? Or, just thinking,
Or
cause my
making it if
daughter's
it could
in
be
like
both.
digital design, so like, is it something, I don't know, like that's how you could distinguish the levels, I guess?
I like that because you were saying too at the high school, like
It's gonna be more advanced, so is there some way
Yeah.
to do it a little bit differently? Cause then, if you do something more complex, then I guess you could, depending on how, you could print it and laminate it or something, it depends on what you wanna do, how big you want the sign to be.
right. Because
No.
I'm like I don't know.
I don't know,
But I liked about the how many colors, size of the paper. I like the rubric, just because you're right,
Yeah.
putting
Yeah.
like, and maybe that's something too I could talk to the principals about, or the teachers, like how the content should be.
Yeah, like what
Yeah.
information
Yeah,
are we
like,
targeting on the
Right.
sign?
right,
Yeah.
do we wanna, picture, words, I don't even know.
oh, I like that, like how many words versus the pictures, like say number of words.
No, or no more than so many words,
No
because
more
then it
than-
becomes
Yes.
No, I know.
not legible or whatever.
Um,
And then
And-
you need a few that are a little wishy-washy so you can actually distinguish between all the posters and find a winner. Like you need a couple that are just like creativity, like something
Right.
that's a little bit more subjective, because you do have to end up with a winner in the end.
And I just, Googled, poster contest rubric,
There you go.
Oh.
and it was just there's a bunch of them, but the required elements, visual clarity and appeal, colors, content, spelling, grammar, punctuation, so there's definitely some resources here.
And what type of sign is it going to be?
Yeah, I
A
think
metal
that final
sign or
product
like
is
a-
kind
Yeah,
of
you know,
important to
what's the
decide.
material of the
Agreed.
sign, right?
Cause that'll depict some of
Yeah.
what you can do, agree,
Cause
Yeah.
you might have some limitations on different materials.
Right.
Well, I think it's like such an educational opportunity for the students. I don't know if we would want it to be on metal, it might be something where we can unscrew it and change it for the next year, if kids
Yeah,
were
because
to.
don't they have, I feel like the high school in front of the nurse's office has these like, do you have them in front of yours too? Like, where you, I know what you're
like
saying,
a
like,
fold out, like,
almost like a,
Like a little showcase. or
Shadow
something.
like a
box?
show, like a
Yeah.
yeah,
I know
where
high
you
school
could pull
does.
something out and stick it
Yeah.
Oh, those little
Oh, I
plastic
think- yeah.
inserts, like.
Because maybe that would be something good, because then you could change it.
yeah.
Mine is like in the office, so I don't really have that space, but I know the high school has a little showcase.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
it
have
was
like
just-
but I was like, it looked like you could pull things out in and
Yeah.
out easily,
Uh-huh.
like so like a plastic.
I just feel like if it was a recurring, opportunity for the kids, it's just, the lesson's gonna be
Yeah.
Reinforced.
Right.
If it's always the 5th grade, well then the 4th graders are gonna be doing it next year.
And then you swap
Yeah,
out
and you
the
swap it
poster.
out,
Yeah,
and then you
that's
have that
true.
whole group who's now focusing on vaping, so it's something to
Yeah,
think
that's kind of a
about.
way to get it to,
Yeah, then
To
I think you
reinforce it,
would
it's
definitely want a
recurring.
winner at every elementary
Yeah.
school.
Yes.
yeah, I like that idea, cause I feel like then it would be continuous,
Mhm.
and then something the kids could look forward to.
And maybe the schools could tell us where they would put this said item, cause then that would help guide,
Mhm.
like,
Instead of us bringing them
Yeah.
a banner that the wind
that
blows
they
over
can't
and
use,
stuff
like,
Yes.
where would they put it if they had it?
Mm-hmm.
And then that would help us make some of the other decisions, I don't know.
Mhm.
No, it's true, cause I don't know that every school has like somewhere they could just stick it up, but.
I think in elementary, it would be good to put it in the 5th grade area, like I don't
Okay.
know
True,
that would
yeah.
be relevant in like 1st grade.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
true.
Can't even
They can't read
pronounce,
it.
they can't
Yeah.
even read it,
Yeah,
True.
right,
Yeah,
Good point.
so I think really elementary,
in the 5th grade area.
targeted,
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah, I like that idea. And then I feel like, well, that's why I'm almost wondering, like, would we in the middle school and high school, like, should we have a winner for each grade, and then it could go in the area where,
I think that's nice.
you know what I mean,
So
then
everybody
the area
can
where they are
participate.
at the school?
Yeah.
Yeah, more winners that way too.
I mean, yeah, it depends on how much, so I've
Yeah,
been
you've
involved
done a
with
lot
two.
of
Well, we
things.
did for
Yeah.
Recess Rocks, we had grade spans. Now, these were only elementary kids,
Okay.
but we definitely had grade spans. So I think we did kindergarten and 2, or was it even kindergarten and 3 in 1, and then 4, 5. Like, again, the kids that really had more abilities to write text, but and I have a rubric for that. And then the American Heart Association for years, we did a poster contest with them, same thing. There wasn't a lot of just elementary kids. So, and you were thinking, I wasn't here for the original
Oh,
discussion
so we were
about
thinking,
this.
like, every school, so like, I feel like
Fifth
middle school,
grade at every school?
yeah, like 5th grade at every school for elementary, and then I would think both middle schools, 6th, 7th, and 8th, like,
Yeah.
because really, you would know better for Whitford, I feel like DMS does have their kids sort of separated enough that they.
But, and what are these for, just remind me again, cause I wasn't here, so it's to do,
Oh, to do kind of like no vaping, but have the kids
Yeah.
create the message.
so I'm just gonna say, you guys know better, you have kids and whatnot, but I don't, like, do you think there'd be a lot of older kids who would make a poster?
Well,
Maybe
we were
have
talking
them do
about like a
videos?
digital design, that's what we
Exactly.
said.
Yeah.
Yes.
In
Okay.
high
Oh,
school,
yeah.
we said more
Yeah.
technological.
That's what
Yes.
I was gonna
Digital.
say,
You
I
know,
think that
or
they would.
TikTok,
Yeah.
I mean, you could.
Yeah.
Yes. I do, like, I feel like the artsy kids would want to do it because it's funny, like, in middle school, I feel like they do a lot of, creative in ELA, they'll be like, oh, create the book bind,
Yes.
that, you know,
Yeah.
I think to get kids to read more, but it works, especially
Yeah.
the kids who are all into, one of my daughters is into being creative and doing it, so I think you could kind of get,
Yeah, and I do think you could do the high school, like
I like the digital.
Canva, Photoshop, I mean, there's like
Yes.
Oh,
another,
yes.
you know,
Yeah.
something that would be more interesting, and it's different skills, and they have those, are learning those skills.
Yeah.
kind of.
And maybe too, I would mention like kind of connecting with the art teachers, cause I think they might also know the level of what the kids
Mhm.
would wanna do. But I do like the digital and stuff, because then,
Yeah, then you can,
well, then we could post it and we could, you
yeah,
know,
you could do
like,
a lot of
you could
different
do a lot of
things.
stuff with it, where I do think the high school definitely would be able to do that.
Yeah, something digital or
And
video,
does
or
your
like
high school have a, I don't know, like a production thing, like for like a morning program, do they do that here?
what's that?
No.
They have
Like-
advisory.
No, I mean,
No.
I don't know, some schools actually
Oh.
have like a where the
Oh.
kids do morning announcements, but it's all on screens, that it's
Oh.
like,
The
I don't-
communications class, I think, does that.
Yeah, they do have a TV that scrolls things.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh,
is,
yeah.
are they in the cafeteria like that? And they could do funny things, like I learned a lot, so I'll just say how, with you guys all know about our Right to Know, app. And we worked with a marketing company, like a professional marketing company, to do social media ads. And I was just like, I know nothing about, I mean, I do know about it, I don't have TikTok, I don't do it. It's a little scary, I think, but to capture, so they call it the hook, and then the hook and what's that other word? That means if you stay on it. So for the hook, they had funny things. I was like, okay. They said, you just can't put like information, like stop using vaping or whatever. They literally would, because this is an educational thing, and they were like, you need something a little different. So they had like, they showed us things. One was like a boxer, and there were people boxing, and the person goes bam, and the person goes off to the rails, and then they collapse, and then they get up and say, do you want to know about whatever? And that makes kids pay attention. Or they had a rescue vehicle, and they took someone out on a stretcher, and then the stretcher collapsed. Apparently pratfall, they like that.
Oh.
And then the person falls on the ground, and then they roll over and say, hey, Rhode Islander, like,
Yeah.
so this
Yeah.
was the hook.
Yeah.
And then for the one to get them to pay attention, I couldn't believe this, they called it a split screen. I've never seen this, but they said this is popular on TikTok. To get young people's brains to focus more on like content, what you're trying to tell them. Half of the screen had that, and the other half was like peeling an orange or cooking something.
I've seen that, but
And
I
I was
didn't know
like,
what
and
it
that
was
makes
called.
them pay more attention? And they said, yes,
Yes.
that's what they've shown, is that their brains, like if there's two things going on at once. So,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Keeps
they were
them
the
engaged.
Well, don't we
professionals.
think something more technical
No,
for
I-
school would
I
be
really
think
great.
if
I
they
mean,
showed
that's-
that in the
that-
cafeteria, like
Yeah.
a funny thing that would get, or
Absolutely.
whatever they
Catches their
think
attention.
would capture attention.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
love that.
And I'm laughing because I bet you the high school students, when we put this out, would have been like, oh yeah, I already, like what
Yeah.
they
Right.
probably would show us is so different than what we would actually
Yeah,
Produce.
Right.
produce or think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I almost feel like maybe, I'm hoping like if we do this, it's the kids will know how to communicate with the other kids versus us trying to figure out, you know, like I would not have thought that up at all. Okay, I'm gonna have you send me that Google thing you just Googled where you got the rubrics.
Okay,
And then I'll try
I'll find a good one.
and I'll try to put
I wanna look
something
a
sort
little
of
deeper, yes.
together, just so we could do something more concrete and then, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you, I think those are all good ideas. Alright, and then the other thing I had was, is there anything we need to do with the, updating the wellness policy or like that whole,
No,
last time we talked, so it's all like,
pretty sure we don't have to update it this year, but I'll check anyway.
okay. You know how last time we were talking about, you said you got everything and how people were communicating stuff and then it was all gonna go,
It was like the wellness policy, like check or whatever.
Checklist or-
Like checklist.
Oh, well, that coalition, yeah, we're going to be doing that in the schools, but that's as far as, I thought you meant the actual policy. the
no, I
verbiage
meant
of
the,
policy.
what we have to do to make sure we're all following what's supposed
Yes,
to be going on.
yes, I have that and I will launch that.
Oh,
Okay.
It says it here, you have to make the checklist.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so
Well,
you don't need.
Karen makes she already has a checklist on her website.
Yeah, I know, it was really good. So
Yes, we'll do
does
that.
there think, is there anything we need to do to help you with
No.
that, or?
No, that'll be distributed to each building.
So then,
And if, can I just say one
Yes,
thing
of
that might
course.
help?
Yeah, please
If
do.
you could, or someone, what I've seen is helpful,
Yeah.
they have to be saved to your own hard drive. So
Oh.
sometimes what the committee, someone will do when you send it out as a request to complete this, if you create a shared Google folder
Okay.
and you download and name each file so that each school, their name is
I see,
on it.
okay.
And then you give them the link to the shared folder and you say, find your school, so you've done that.
Excellent.
Otherwise, sometimes they
No,
won't.
that's
No, it
great.
just is an organizational tool.
Yeah, no, that's,
And you can put their name, the name of the school right at the top, and
Yep.
it actually goes onto every page, but anyway, sort
No,
of
that's-
setting up some things that, yeah.
and is it something that, we should get back to us to review?
well, yes, it's all gonna come back and then we can compile it. I'll compile it. It'll be easy to compile.
Okay.
I think it rolls up, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It does,
yes.
no.
Okay,
The
all right.
individual school, there is a summary, but
Okay.
it has to be put in. I will work
Alright.
with you on that, Trish,
Thank
so
you,
you don't
Carol.
have to take it all on. And the other thing is,
Yeah.
when you look for it on our website, you'll see there
Thank you.
is a step-by-step video tutorial that you could say, if you know, you just
Right.
hope people read things, because again,
Yeah.
you're not saying to the principal, you need to fill this all out. It says it
Right, they're
very
gonna
clearly.
delegate it to someone.
Yes, there are other
Yeah.
people you need to ask in your building, yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, I wanted to see if you needed us to do anything.
Not at this point.
All right, I didn't put when the next meeting was, so I will, and it's on the agenda, I will send that out to everyone. So,
You mentioned, here it says update on accessing your wellness policy.
that's what I meant was what you just talked about. That,
Right.
yeah, I might not have written it
didn't know if
right.
that was for the
No.
website itself or something.
No, I think I
Okay.
just wanted to make sure if there was anything you needed
Yep.
us to help you with to get that out to
Nope,
everyone.
good.
Since I think this is the year that it's due,
Mhm.
right? Okay. Nope, that was it. All right, since someone moved, I'll motion to, I think I can, I'll motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Right.
I'll just hit the button.
How was your,
Wait till
how was
after
your
the-
open house?